The Blues Brothers, starring Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi, are coming to San Antonio on Friday, August 5th for one night only.
What do you want for nothing? Arabisquita.
This historic concert event celebrates their 40th anniversary tour. All concert seats go on sale Saturday, April 30th at 10 a.m.
Hey! Come on now!
Don't miss your chance to see this dynamic show, The Blues Brothers, presented by PMX Events.
I'm Greg Tepper. That's 81% Greg Powers. This is This Week
in Recruiting.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout. See his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. And, of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express. Let me tell you something that happened last week.
Okay, new Chicken Express update.
So I went to the Rangers opening day
Oh, nice.
and had a hot dog at like 3:40. I got home. The rest of the family had already eaten dinner and stuff like that. I had eaten. I'm hungry, right? A little hungry. I had Chicken Express delivered, and let me
Nice.
tell you, I've never felt simultaneously more bougie and also more satisfied. Like that was absolutely the right move to have Chicken Express delivered. It was so satisfying.
Never done that before.
Like you pay for it. It's like, well, you know, it's one of the delivery apps, you know, and it was great.
We had Mallory, myself, and VNA, one of our helpers. We had Chicken Express delivered to the office when we were monitoring games one night. They came in with the
There's
three
something-
yellow boxes. It was
There's
the pick me up we needed.
That has to be.
That's the only time I've had it delivered.
Because
though.
because I guess now that I think about it, like I've only picked up my own Chicken Express. I have to imagine somebody coming around the corner with Chicken Express for you has to be one of the most beautiful sights.
I love fried chicken.
It's fried chicken.
Me too. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers. A lot to get to on today's show. We are going to start with our Recruit of the Week. Our Recruit of the Week is, or Prospect on the Rise, rather. Our Prospect on the Rise is Highland Park quarterback Warren Peck. Perhaps it's the first you're hearing of this young man. Warren Peck is the new quarterback, the new QB1, presumably, at Highland Park. And he is getting a lot of buzz during the spring evaluation period. This is a good-looking prospect. I, for one, am shocked that Highland Park has a quarterback prospect. But he's already gotten some offers from some...
Not offers yet. No, that's why we're trying to blow him up a little bit this week.
He's already got some interest from some Ivy League programs like Yale and Georgetown, but no offers yet, and you think that is going to change post-haste.
6'5", 220. I did a bad job because I took some video of Peck throwing at a 7-on-7 recently that I put into the, I guess we call it the asset uploader for the recruiting notebook, but I forgot to tell Pickle about it. This guy, 6'5", 220, he can fit the ball into tight windows, has a big arm, and is really accurate for a guy with his size. Ivy League academics, and Highland Park is one of these schools because they have, you grow up wanting to be the quarterback at Highland Park, you wait your turn.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Peck has done a great job of that. He played behind Brennan Storr last season, who was a senior. So he's patiently waited for his opportunity within the Scots offense, and now 2023 is his year. And I want to, shine the spotlight on him because of the sacrifice that he made to play there, right? He didn't take any shortcuts and try to leave and do all of this other stuff. He waited for his opportunity, and I'm hopeful that college coaches come through in the spring evaluation period to see the talent that this young man possesses, because he's a big dude who can throw the football really well. RIP to Mike Leach, but this is the quintessential Mike Leach style of quarterback. I think that they would have been all over him. That's the type of offense that he would really fit well into, and I think that there's one out there for him.
He is a name to know, and again, Might be the first time you're hearing the name Warren Peck. Here's a promise. It will not be the last time you hear the name.
Highland Parks, they're good.
Yeah, I would say that he was probably going to be a name to know. Let's roll out our commit of the week. Our commit of the week, we're going to San Antonio to talk about Veterans Memorial. Soon to be senior running back James Peoples, DCTF 4-star, number 12 prospect in all of the state of Texas in the DCTF Rising Hot 100. And he has committed to Ohio State. Had offers from places like Oklahoma, Texas, Alabama, and TCU, but the Buckeyes get the services of the Alamo City stud, James Peoples. Look, if you're the number 12 running back, number 12 prospect in this class, obviously something's going right, and he feels like a complete running back.
Yeah, I really like his game because he possesses the ability to gash defenses in between the tackles and then the speed to get outside. And you'll notice on the first few clips here, he can run through defenders too. So he's very strong for his height and weight ratio.
5'1", 195.
Yeah, I think that he's like you build a running back on NCAA or something like this. Is the type of guy that you build. You know, he's got all the assets that you're looking for: good top end speed, elusiveness, balance and vision. Ohio State hit a home run here, and I really think that he probably picked them over Oklahoma, Alabama, and Texas. Probably like the three biggest threats in that recruitment. But he was blown away on an unofficial visit up to Columbus this past weekend. He's up there for multiple days, and just not too long after he arrived back home, he pulled the trigger.
You know what? I would maybe make the comparison to, and tell me if you think this is way out of bounds.
Okay.
I see a little J.K. Dobbins. Now, part of that is easy Texas running back from, let's just say, south of I-30 going to Ohio State. But I also see the build and I see the burst, and that's what really stood out to me about J.K. Dobbins was that burst. Because Dobbins was not a running back that required a ton of space to get 9 yards. You know what I mean? Peoples is kind of that same way too.
I think Peoples is a little bit bigger, right? I like his. I think his open field elusiveness compares favorably to Dobbins. Dobbins, I believe, was like a 4.3 guy coming out of LaGrange. And when he came out, he set the all-time Nike. I think they were calling it the Nike Plus football rating versus they used to be the Spark. Then it was the Nike. He had one of the best all-around Nike football Spark ratings in the history, and Peoples would be right up there with him. I compared him. Only Ohio State fans are going to know this
Here we go.
comparison, and so it's probably not even worth mentioning. Back in the day, they had two running backs who were splitting time. One of them was a track star. His name was Brandon Sane. He was extremely fast, but he was a middle-of-the-field runner, like a north and south guy. And then they had another guy named Boom Herron who had like a lower center of gravity, duck and dodge and like make people miss and grind out tough yards. I think he's a hybrid of those two types of running styles.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a lot about James Peoples, San Antonio Veterans Memorial running back, and new Ohio State commit. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Get involved in the conversation, #TF Today. Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. We're going to the Houston area. It's Fort Bend Marshall to talk about their soon-to-be junior wide receiver, Jacaden Ferguson. Picked up an offer this week from Oklahoma. When's the last time they put out any wide receiver prospects, though? He's already got offers from places like Oregon, Texas Tech, Houston, UTSA, Arkansas, etc. More to come, most notably on TexasFootball.com. He was most recently named a 4-star in the class of 2025, and you are putting him on the 5-star watch.
I love this kid's tape. I mean, he, out of all the players that I'm watching on tape in this class, in the 2025 class, no one gets off the line like this guy. His acceleration and quickness off the line is elite, and that is what makes him special. And shout out to Texan Live.
Hey!
Yeah.
Shout out to Texan
Let's
Live
go.
because there are a few guys in this class, Jacaden Ferguson being one of them, that I was able to tap in to watch games last season, early in the season. And, I think it was week 2. I'm watching a Fort Bend Marshall game. And, at week 2, sometimes there isn't a lot of information out there on guys, and you don't know who some of the guys are on some of the teams. And, they have some pretty good receivers at Fort Bend Marshall. They had Jacoby Banks last year, who was
hurting for talent out wide.
is pretty good. He was pretty good. He's at Houston now. Well, Ferguson was like roasting DBs off the line, and I got to find out who this guy is, and I did. And it was.
And guess what? I found him.
Found him.
Update. It's Jacaden
And-
Ferguson.
Update. He is him.
Yeah, and he is elite. And OU hasn't made, Emmett Jones moved from Texas Tech to Norman to, take that job for the Sooners. They haven't extended a lot of scholarship offers at the position yet. So him identifying this guy in the Lone Star State kind of is like, here's your flashing, signal. This is a dude.
And to put a fine point on it, when we say that he's a DCTF 4-star, right, in the class of 2025, what you're saying is that you are comfortable ranking him in the top 50 of the class of 2025.
Correct.
And by adding him to the DCTF 5-star watch list, you're saying he's got a chance of being a top 5 prospect in the class.
He does. He does have a chance of being a top 5. I kind of like him. It's so hard without having the junior tape, but they still have to play that year before you can watch it.
Yeah, I suppose that's right. I suppose you can't have junior tape if you just finished your sophomore.
No doubt.
Let's round it all out with our Recruit of the Week. Our Recruit of the Week, we're finishing down in the Houston area as well to go to Conroe Oak Ridge, talk about their outside linebacker, Justin Williams, who was at the UC report camp in Houston and ran the 4.4440.
Yeah.
I'm going to repeat that. He ran a 4.44 in the 40-yard dash. Has an offer from Georgia now.
Okay.
Probably, I would imagine those two things are connected.
I would think so. He's got all the offers now.
Yeah.
Like, there's not an offer that he's hurting
An
to
outside
have.
Linebacker.
He's a freak show.
That's insane.
And we kind of, we had Joseph Jonah Ajanye was our
Well done.
prospect on the rise last week at Oak Ridge, and then this week we have Justin Williams as our Recruit of the Week. Here is your sign that Oak Ridge is loaded. You have Frankie Arthur, the running back over there. Really, he's really good dude too. I saw him at the Texas Relays, and this dude's put together. But getting back to Justin Williams, who's now the number 6 player in our updated top 10. We just released our updated rankings, the top 10 only today. The top 10 has been updated in the class of 2024, and based on Williams' performance and verified time, he moved up a spot. He's number 6, so he's threatening for that top 5 that you mentioned and 5-star status. He's right there. We've only named 2 5-stars so far in this class. It's Colin Simmons and Micah Hudson, and there are 3 open spots left. And I have to be like we were talking about James Peoples earlier. It's going to be a tough competition for those final 3 5-star spots, but I think Justin Williams is like poised to possibly be one of them.
So to put the 4.4440 into perspective, okay, and grain of salt, there's certainly circumstances that are different, and also height and weight are different.
Right.
But if he ran, a 4.4440 would have been the 3rd fastest linebacker time at the NFL Combine this past year.
Yeah. And
It would have been faster than D. Winters rather from TCU, from Yasir Abdullah from Louisville. Like, he would have been the 3rd fastest linebacker at the NFL Combine, the 4.44.
And taking all the 40 times into account, at all the big camps so far this year, he's the 2nd fastest player in Texas, period, regardless of position behind Terry Bussey.
Yeah.
With laser timed.
Remember Jalen Hyatt, the star wide receiver from Tennessee?
Yeah.
He ran a 4.4.
Nice.
Okay, so that's what we're dealing with here as far as that speed is concerned. And you see it. It's not, to me, there are guys who are like, I want to phrase this correctly. There are guys who are really good at testing,
Yes.
but it doesn't translate to football necessarily. There's a couple of prospects that I remember that are springing to my mind that I'll mention to you off air. But this is a guy that it's very clear that it also translates to the football field.
We say they're good in underwear.
Good in underwear, yeah, that's a good
There
way
we
to put
go.
it.
Yeah, they're good in underwear. That isn't the case with Justin Williams, because he was rated as the number 7 DCTF prospect without any context.
Without that.
Yeah, without timing context, right? It was based off of his tape. So to be able to put some of the numbers behind the tape, that is a well-rounded package. And when you're looking at his list, he's got 3 in-state schools: Texas, Texas A&M, and TCU, pushing hard for his commitment. But Oregon's done a bang-up job early in this one. Oregon's a school to watch here with Justin Williams.
He runs 4.4440. An owner of a 4.4640 is Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's
I'll take
Texas
that.
Football. Follow him on Twitter, GPowersScout. Powers, stick around because I need you to introduce our next guest.
Sounds good.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.